Hi guys, good afternoon. How are we doing today? Considering how badly people's wildcards were... Well, that's too low. How bad other people's wildcards were last week, I actually think I've had an half-decent one. Hey, again, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, John, Alistair? Nice to see you again. Krista, you tweeted me saying that you're already waiting. Hey, Sean, how's it going, buddy? This week was probably the worst in FPL history. I don't think you're alone there, Sean, because a lot of people, even people who did wildcards, end up doing worse. So you're not alone there. 26 points on your wildcard. I'm literally saying that. Hey, Jed, how you doing, buddy? I just feel that it actually... First, 53 points for last game week is very good, considering it's absolutely mad. But also the fact that it was my wild card, which is great, and going forward I'm happy with what I've got. The differentials worked out, and it's better than my non-wild card team as well, so it worked out really, really well. Hey ML, how's it going, buddy? Denver, how you doing, mate? Morning, let's have a good game week. That's what I'm hoping. So I've only got one decision left. If you haven't checked out my video from, what was it, Tuesday, I already did my transfer for this game week, and it was Heung-min Son, because quote unquote Jose Mourinho, Son was going to be out, what was it, for a long period of time? Something, is that words or something like that? And now apparently he's magically maybe fit for the United game, so alright Jose, but I mean I lost like 0.2 again with Son, and I'm fine taking him out. He was just going to be a short-term sort of thing anyway, so he's gone out. Harvey Barnes has gone in. My only question is, do I keep Timo Werner or take a hit to get in Raul Jimenez? Because Fulham are so bad, and I want Raul Jimenez for like the next at least 6 or 7 game weeks, but he can be like a guy that you keep in your squad for a very long time. But I've had Timo Werner since the start of the season, and if I took him out now and he gets a goal or does really well against Crystal Palace, I'm going to be really annoyed. And I know the correct move is to not take a hit for Timo Werner, and just, you know, because even if Timo Werner blanks and Raul Jimenez gets a goal, the -4, they still wouldn't be worth it. That's my decision I've got to make. A -4, Werner out for Raul Jimenez. That's my last decision. We'll have a quick review of the game week, and then we'll look forward as well for the next one. Go through the team and the players, and yeah, we'll talk about that. Let me catch up with that. Use your wildcard. Got 62 points, Emil. Yeah, we're in the lucky few, I think, of wildcarders, because a lot of people who played the wildcards did worse. I've seen some horror stories of if they didn't wildcard, they'd have like 40 extra points, which is a nightmare. Happy with your team going forward? Yeah, that's the idea. You've gone Son to Barnes as well, same as me, Sean. Yep, classic. We do this all the time, Sean, but last year you were like a million places higher up than me. It's absolute madness. Hey, Chris, how you doing, mate? Hello from work. 65 minus 8, 57 points. Not bad. Hey, Ace. How's it going, buddy? You're going, yep. Werner to Jimenez, I think, is a great move. Or Werner to Ings is a great move. It's one that I want to do myself. But I just have to think, do I take a hit? Because if I take a hit now, then that means over the international break, I've got that free transfer to save for just in case. But I know taking, and I said, what I'm doing with my players now is I'm trying to analyse not just their performance, not just the team versus team performances and fixture itself, but also player versus player. So if Werner plays down the middle, that's great. Anyway, he's going to be against like an out of position, maybe Kouyaté or Asako. But if he goes out to the left wing, he's against right back, which is Ward. And I reckon at least he can get a penalty this game week against someone like Ward. I know it's the wrong move to take him out. I know it is for a hit. It is a risk. Chris, you're completely right. It's a massive risk to do transfers before it, before the cup games, and if there's European games, it's the same thing, 100%. But I've said this. Hey, Harry, how's it going? How's it going, Tips? But I've said this before. Like, we can always sit here and we know. It's like I'm here. I know I shouldn't do a -4 for Timo Werner to Raul Jimenez. I know I shouldn't. And we all know, logically speaking, what we should or shouldn't do, but we still just ignore the advice, right? We still ignore those suggestions. And it happens all the time. We know what we should or shouldn't do. It's just the players in question who to bring in, right? It's like, I know I shouldn't captain Reece James or something like that, but sometimes I'll just go ahead and do it because, you know, well, one, it's a little bit of fun, but two, we all make mistakes, don't we? So going through, new goalkeeper Martinez, back-to-back clean sheets. Villa apparently sorting out the defence. Not really. I interestingly just got a YouTube comment about an hour and a half ago of someone berating me because I'm having my Liverpool defenders against my Aston Villa goalkeepers, and it absolutely blew my mind because I was just like, your players will play against each other. You can't stop that, right? You know, you're always going to have someone on your FPL team playing against someone in your FPL team because that's just the way it is, right? That blew my mind. So yeah, Martinez, clean sheet, 6 points. Let me just check with tips. -4 on Saturday. Oh God. Oh, so we know early transfers are not the good thing to do, but we just do them anyway. You don't get how people don't have DCL yet. Now here's the thing. So on the ticker over there, it's saying Brewster Bargain. He is a bargain at 4.5, but I genuinely do not see me getting him anytime soon because I feel like 3 forwards, pre-season, like forwards were not value. Forwards were just like, oh, I don't know if there's a lot of options here. But it kind of feels like you need 3 forwards. And having Brewster just sat on your bench, I think it's a bad idea. So personally, I won't get Brewster for a while. It's amazing to free up funds, and if he does really well at Sheffield United, that's fantastic. But I personally feel like there are too many good options for good prices in the forward category that I'm not going to be bringing in Brewster anytime soon. It was rage, sold Werner Marshall for Ings and Jimenez. I mean, but here's the thing, right? They're not bad moves. They're not bad moves. But you will kick yourself if Werner gets something this game week and Martial as well. Because you just will. Because we know we shouldn't take hits for those kind of moves. And same as me, Sean. Yeah, so Barnes, you did the same as me, son to Barnes, right? And that's given us an extra like 2.1 million, something like that. And then so what I'm going to do in my team now, I can go Wood to Ings in the future if I want to. Because I'll get Raul in for Werner anyway. That's if I want to. Or I can even go higher up than that. I could go to Vardy or something. Or I'm going to use that 2.1 million and I'm probably going to take Foden up to Pulisic or Ziyech, or if he gets some form, Kai Havertz. So that's going to be my move. So basically bring Barnes is in, and then my future move is either going to be Chris Wood up to like a Danny Ings or Foden up to like a Pulisic. So that's going to Barnes. And Barnes is way up there with the stats. And I even said this season I was trying to be more stat-based. Even though I've had Harvey Barnes last season, when he got like, I think it was 15 points. He got me last season in his mega haul. And I think he is a good player. I do think he's a good player. But am I desperate to have him? No. But I said this season I'm trying to play more sort of stat-based. So he's bossing the stats right now. And he looks good. So not having 3 feels like missing so many things. Yeah, forwards, I agree. Yeah, that's the same. I feel the same. Who should you start? James, Justin, or Reece James? It should have got to be Reece James, hasn't it? Reece James, so going through the points from last week, he's got 1 point. That's a bonus point. Have you ever seen a defender get a bonus point after conceding 3 goals? Like, that is mad. And everything goes through Reece James. Hey, Neil, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Prem Tipster. I'd definitely start Reece James. Would love Pulisic, and that would be the move that I'll do, Sean. But we've just got to wait because, and again, I'm not relying on managers anymore, saying like, yeah, he's close, he's on his way back, he's getting it. No, I'm not going to get a player in until I see like boots on the ground. Here we go again. What will Game Week 4 bring us? More despair or joy? I think it. The fixtures feel better this week. You know, like, if Wolves don't crush Fulham, then, you know, that's when the game's gone. Did you guys see Paddy Power paying out on Fulham getting relegated already? That is absolutely mad. Because then all those people just get that money back and then reinvest it and bet on Fulham going down again. Now then, FPL Anderson, how you doing, buddy? You brought Barnes in for Son as well. Did a Twitter thread on him. Nice. Yeah, his stats and what he's doing with shot-wise is excellent. Greedy player Sean literally just said that. Greedy player loves shots. It's one of them where, like, having Mo Salah, right? Last season when against Burnley, when he didn't pass to Mane and it had that really awkward situation. I had Salah at that time and I was loving it because that's what you want, isn't it? That is what you want from your FPL players. I'm a DCL owner, right? So when Richarlison didn't cut it back to DCL against Spurs, and I'm like, what are you doing? If you're a Richarlison owner, you are absolutely loving it. Hey Ali, I hope you're well as well, mate. I should feel a bit sick today. It's we're on a public holiday here. It's a festival, Moon Festival here, so it's just barbecues and beers. That's where we'll be going after this one. Looking to sell Son and Martial for Sterling and Shea Adams, -4, got no City cover. We've been talking about hits a bit earlier, Ali, and I've been saying it on my video comments this week. I just can't advise hits. If it's not for a player that is... So Son is before today, when Son was ruled out, I'd have been like, okay, Son is injured. All right, I can see this going. But if Son... The worst possible news came out today, and it's we don't know if Son is going to play or not. He's not come out and said, nah, he's injured, or, yeah, he's fit. And that is the worst, because now you're just going to be like, what am I going to do? But Shea Adams, no, I can't say go from Son and Martial to Sterling and Shea Adams. Join me on the Mahrez train. Look at it, 12 points. He scored like 5 minutes into the game. It was beautiful. The rest of the match, I didn't care about it, because he just had a blinder. Barnes allows you to go from Bruno to Salah and a safety net. Yep, excellent. And so you're another one, same as me, where, like, look, let's be honest. I even said it after game week 1 when Mo Salah went absolutely mental and got like a hat-trick in the bonus points and people captain him. We're still trying to catch up to those people. Like, over the course of my 3 game weeks so far, it's actually been pretty decent if I compare it to like the average scores. It's just like everyone, if someone is top of your mini league now, they captained Mo Salah in game week 1. We're still catching up because it's only game week 3 game weeks are finished now. We're still catching up to those game week 1 Mo Salah captainers. So I still feel pretty confident in my team, and Prem, you're the same as me. Like, if you look at my team as an 11. It's a good 11. Now, if I cram in Mo Salah into this team, I'm going to have to take 2 or 3 players out. And I just feel as an 11, it's better because all the people that keep struggling, they've got like 12 million players in the side. And they're playing 4.5 million defenders and then questioning, why am I not getting clean sheets? Why am I not getting returns? I've had Trent and Robbo all season. They are yet to blank as a pair. So game week 1, Robertson got an assist. Game week 2, clean sheet and 1 bonus point for Trent. Game week 3, both of them bang. So that's my 2 cents. I still feel like spreading the funds. I know Mo Salah went crazy in game week 1, but you know, that's the way it is. You're sometimes going to get those anomalies. I still think spreading the funds is the way to go. Does Brewster make a 352? No, Neil, we briefly mentioned Brewster earlier, and I said it's a waste of a space because I think there's so much value in the forward positions right now that I think you need 3 playing forwards. And he got a yellow card. That was it as well, Sean. Yellow card and 3 goals conceded, and he still got a bonus point. Thoughts on the rumour Mane +6? Yeah, FPL, it's just rumours, so I'm not going to say anything yet. It is a cheap played third striker. Well, but we don't know yet, Neil, because he's not joined. And you can't tell me he's not going to get rotated out for like Burke or McGoldrick or McBurney or something like that, right? Hey, Shani, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, mate. Who would I bench? Justin, Bamford or Klitsch? Now, what I would say there, Dredd, is you got to play Bamford. And the reason why I say that is I tried to be smart by benching Pookie against City last year, and obviously that didn't pan out. So definitely play the striker, because if Bamford could score against Liverpool, he might be able to score against Man City, right? But yeah, don't go for clean sheets, I think. I think with how it is right now, if I had to bench one of them, I'd bench Justin, then I'd bench Click, then I'd bench Bam. I'd go back to front, basically. Maybe blow up the team screen. Okay, yeah, I'll look into something like that. Because obviously, when I usually watch stuff, I'm on a computer, or I'm just listening to it. If I zoom in and see if that helps. Or I might just take out the chat and not have the chat on the screen. I don't know if that is something that you guys even look at, because if you're watching it on a YouTube, you can have live chat on it. That'd be an idea. This stage, I'm saying it's you. Yeah, that's just what happens, obviously, if you change the thing. But no, I remember. Especially because I talk to you on Twitter as well sometimes. Ali, yeah, did you captain Lundstrom? Oof. Mr. Penn. First week back in college this week, FPL has been slightly at the back of your mind. True, and that's sometimes a good thing, especially if you've had a pretty bad week. Take a look at Sheffield United. It's perfect time for Brewster. Possibly, and it is something that maybe can come in for Wood. But, you know, I'm not itching to get him in. I still believe in Wood. He had a goal disallowed and he should have got a penalty. Should have won a penalty and then taken the penalty. So I've got hope in the Burnley big man. You went Martial to Ings. I have not done Werner to Jimenez yet. Yeah, again, Neil, we talked about this right at the start of the stream. I'm in the exact same boat as you, but taking a -4 for Werner, I can't advise it, but it's something I might do myself. Said last week Mahrez could be a bargain. Yeah, I went for him on my wild card, and because that was it, right? My decision on my wild card was: do I squeeze in Sterling and De Bruyne, and then sort of suffer elsewhere? And I was like, no, let's go for Mahrez. I've got injuries. He's a class player. He scored a ton of points last year, despite not playing as many minutes as those around him, right? So I thought, yeah, let's go for it. And obviously he paid me back. And I think he still could be a great option. Mane's COVID positive. That's a rumour at the minute. You prefer Vardy over Ings. Look at the captain option. It is, but you got to remember that is like, what, 1.5, 2 million more expensive for Vardy. So it depends how the rest of your squad's looking. It is good to be back thinking about FPL. The number one used 3 chips in 3 games. Yeah, because and they do that, right? Because they want to say, okay, I was number 1 in the world. And I actually thought about this. For people who have done like monthly cash leagues, you just take one of those months and play all of your chips, right? And then take the winning for that month and you've won money. So I saw Vardy and Ali last week for Son and Jimenez. Oh, Ali. That's sad. Oh, so alright, if you're going to captain Sterling this game week, I don't think that's the worst decision. Yeah, Salah game week 1 and wildcard him out game week 2. Nice. Did you captain him though? Who do you bench? Reece James, Sice and Kyle Walker-Peters. I'd bench Kyle Walker-Peters, then Sice, then Reece James. You like the double... Yeah, the double Liverpool defence I've had since the start of the season, and it's the idea that I was trying to cover Salah and Mane, and then I can just focus on the Man City attack because they score the most goals. So obviously, if Gabriel Jesus wasn't injured or Sergio Aguero wasn't injured, one of those two would be in my team right now. But injuries happen, so that's why I'm looking at these 3 lads at the minute. But... we all know how good Trent and Robbo are, and when I saw people wildcard them out or transfer them out, I'm just thinking, like, 7 million, 7.5 million, they're probably the best value players in FPL. Well, you're looking at 200 plus points here, right, for 7 million. It's crazy. And if you look at, they're not even defenders, they're wingers. And they're on set pieces. Like, they're just... everything you've dreamed of and more. That's what those 2 lads are at the back. You only have 2 playing forwards. Ouch, Neil. Get one in. Looking for a cheeky hat-trick. Well, Leeds concede goals. I mean, that is something that happens. You'd rather captain Berg than Lundstrom. True. You've got Ings, Salah, and KDB. Reckon Ings captain. Against West Brom, so I've said this before, I personally don't like captaining strikers. And it's purely because you just get more points from a midfielder scoring a goal. So is Ings a good captaincy option? Yeah. But it's just like, it's an extra like 2 to 4 points for a midfielder to score rather than... And when I say midfielder, I'm talking like, like Salah, for instance, right? Will Ben Davies play? Unsure, but I think long-term, no. It's going to be like Reguilon, the new left-back that they signed. Man, that guy is fast. Did you see him catch up and make that tackle? You're the first person you've seen with a triple City. You like it? And here's another funny thing. I had 2 negative comments right next to each other. And the other negative comment was like, oh my God, am I out of my mind? Because I've got 3 players from one team. I've got 3 players from Manchester City. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've not got like 3 Villa lads in my team. Like, it's not a bad 3 lads to have. And like I said earlier, they score the most goals. And I wouldn't have had Foden. I would have had Jesus or Aguero if they were fit, because they score the most. Like, it's fact. Oh, they did, but they got thumped by Leicester. I think that's an anomaly, but they still are an attack. I wouldn't really get their defence, but you've got to get a City attack. Liverpool defence, City attack just feels good. Doing a risky transfer, putting Harvey Barnes in the team. Well, I've done it. Sean's done it. Let's have a look at the team then. This is what I'm rocking right now. I just know I can't. I really, really want Raul Jimenez. I call him the Mexican marksman. I love having him in my FPL team because he just ticks along so nicely. I'm gonna have to like block my app. I'm gonna have to lock it and not let myself do a -4 to take out Werner. Despite all of the terribleness we've seen from him, I just can't. I just can't take a -4 to take him out. That'd just be madness. Brewster, wait and see. I agree, Shani. And again, I could go Wood to Brewster if he has a good start. And when the fixtures turn for Sheffield United, that's true. But they've not even scored a goal yet. Oh yeah, Shani, you've just said that. Yeah, no goals that they've scored yet. So, captaincy options. I'll come back to that in a minute, SM. Technically, both wingers and get clean sheets. Oh yeah, clean sheet points as well. Which goes to 2 points because captain, right? Liverpool defence and City attack is a bad strategy. Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. I'm trying to agree here. Plus, with the injuries City have got now, this is like the only time where you feel quite confident that you're going to get two of the 3 players playing, because they have like 13 fit players. Now, if I was so unlucky that Mahrez, Foden, and De Bruyne, 2 of those 3 are on the bench, then I'm really unlucky. But I'm also thinking that if I get 2 out of those 3 lads on the pitch, I'm happy, because Man City are one of the best teams in England, right? In the world, for instance, so. You know, the captain started KDB, Salah, and Ings. But no Raul. Why no Raul? Because you don't think he's explosive enough? Anyone got a captain Castagna? No. If the blanks and doubles around game week 18-ish happen, like people say, without your back pocket wildcard, are you concerned? No, Chris, I'm not concerned. It's so far away, and I'm, of course, plan out your transfers before that. But if the blank game week 18 is the blank, all I'll do is I'll free hit. I'll set up my team before, and then I'll free hit, and then do it that way. Free hit the blank and play the double. Views and Perens, great option. Maybe not nailed on if they're going to bring someone in before the window. We're all waiting really for the window to close. But for 5.5 million, it could be good. But I personally made this decision. I mentioned it on my stream last week that I'm avoiding like midfielders for under 6 million. I'm avoiding because I don't think that they're going to be worth it. I'd rather have a cheaper defender and maybe a cheaper striker. I don't think sub 6 million players are actually worth it. Alan will not play versus Brighton. Should I bring in Trossard? Trossard's a decent option if you like a player who consistently hits the crossbar. Don't need to use a wild card at the moment, but if you did, always try to hold save blanks and doubles coming up. Yeah, and I'm not usually... The thing with this is if people plan blanks and doubles so much for so long, too far in advance, you end up hurting your team more than helping it. If that makes sense. Like, if you're just like, this is what I'm going to do for the blank and double in game week 18, which is, 14 game weeks from now, you'll just make decisions that setting up for that 1 week where it could all go wrong because of an injury or two, so I'm not going to be doing that myself. Man City will have the highest goal difference and move the most points in the season. It makes complete sense to have them. That's what I'm hoping for. That's my aim, Sean. Because, look, I kept saying I would have had Gabriel Jesus or Sergio Aguero if they were fit, because Werner would be out for one of them right now. And Foden would be... Because I only need $1 million and I've got another $1 million in the bank, I'd have, maybe Greenwood instead of Foden. That would have been my start 11. But that's football and they're injured. Werner is the worst left winger in the game. Vince, I'm not even going to disagree on that, but I can't take a hit to take him out. Is there talks that someone will be available? There is. Apparently, he could be available this weekend. Thank you, Jose Mourinho, for that one. Catching up with most of our game we won and some game. Yep, we're still doing it. And Harry Kane ones. Yeah, I'll have a look, Shani. Bernardo Silva, injured? I thought he was injured. You might be regretting getting Podence instead of Foden. Yeah, but you didn't know he was going to be injured, right? I mean, that just happens. Son, ? Possibly injured, yes. Hey, Lynch, how you doing, buddy? A lot of headaches. What do I think? James or Lamptey? Reece James. Trossard or Podence. Castagna or Dean? Everton, Brighton, Leicester, West Ham. I immediately thought Dean over Castagna. But, I mean, Leicester are in pretty good form right now, aren't they? I think that's the toughest question. Reece James over Lamptey? Yes. Podence over Trossard? If he plays, they've got Fulham. I can't not advise anyone to play someone against Fulham. Because Luke Dean at home could get a clean sheet, perhaps, but Luke Dean also attacking. Castagna's had a really good start to the season, so have Leicester. That's the most difficult question, I'd say, Lynch, for me. After KDB, Salah and Ings, Jimenez was in 4th place. Okay. You're looking at the bookies. I said when I was going more stat-based, I was basically, for anyone out there, tip of the week, guys, is look at bookmakers' odds. Because you know what they're like, right? They are going to be, they do the most, stat research, because obviously they want to take your money, right? Always look at bookies' odds. Because they're usually some of the most accurate stats you can get out there. But yeah, and the thing with Raul, I said it earlier, he's not explosive. Watch him now go and score 3 or 4 goals against this Fulham side, 2 penalties and a header or something like that. But yeah, he's not. But that's what I love about him. He doesn't get 3 goals every so often, but he just gets a goal every week or every other week. He's just so reliable. Some replacement. So around the same amount of money. Ooh, I'll just zoom out a little bit too much there. The ones that I've replaced him with Harvey Barnes. I kind of feel like a lot of people are going to do that. But remember, you have the bubble, the Twitter, the YouTube bubble. He's still only 6.1% owned, so he's fantastic. I'd also suggest Riyad Mahrez, another player I've got in my team, 4.1% owned. Decent start to the season. You can see 1 goal, 1 assist. Or Holdson, because he might be playing this weekend. It's just annoying that we don't 100% know if that is the case. Or James Rodriguez, a player that I wildcarded out myself. He's just making chances for fun. What a player he is. I love watching him play, and even if he does some of those beautiful passes and gets some assist points, I just admire it. I just admire this guy as a player. He's fantastic. So if I had to say, I'd say Harvey Barnes, Riyad Mahrez, or James Rodriguez. They would be my Son replacements. That's what I would go with. Brighton will score against Everton, you reckon? Possibly, but I think West Ham could score against Leicester, right? Coleman with attacking returns. Coleman's a good way to get cheaply into the Everton defence, but for 5 million, I'd rather have like Reece James. KDB versus Leeds is the most reliable in your opinion. Same, that's why I've gone for him. Not just because he's an amazing player, like literally world-class player, but also, I said this on my video on Tuesday, that when Man City lose, especially to a team that they feel like they should beat, Man City just smash them afterwards. Like they will come out and they will smash the next team. And Leeds have been conceding shots and goals on attempts on targets and stuff a lot. So I can't look past the Man City option this week. Take a punt on Mahrez or Sterling, perhaps. I'm just going to go for Kevin De Bruyne because if he's in that number 10 run, number 10 role, whoa, what a player. All right, Chris, take it easy, mate. Have a good day at work. James or Dunn? James. You're right about the odds. The bookmaker system is second to none. It's important to compare on the same website for comparison to avoid profit margins. Yeah, and that's it, because they want your money, right? So that's why bookmakers actually have the one site. So if you see like, oh, Timo Werner will give 5-1 odds to score any time against Crystal Palace, you think, well, hold on a minute. If they're giving this good offer, something's going on. Something's going on that they've found something in their research that makes me think, something's not on. Also, what's my thoughts on Chilwell's an option? Nailed on to start. Potential ahead of curve. True, what is he? 5.5 million, right? I still prefer Reece James. I want to see how Semedo's doing because of the fixtures. I still don't trust Chelsea's defence. So that's my issue there. And I know you probably want to go for a Man City attacker, but Diaz is 5.5 million as well. And then I asked myself, do I want a Chelsea defender or do I want a Man City defender? Granted, Man City are amazing, but they're usually like, second best for goals conceded? Like for clean sheets? Like, no, they were first last year, right? Because Edison got Golden Glove. I'd have to recheck it, but yeah. So Chilwell could be fantastic. I'm not ready for another Chelsea defender. I think Reece James is just a great option, and he's cheaper. Have I not read Steve Bruce's detective novels? No, but I do know they exist. I have tweeted about that before. That is fantastic. You've got KDB captain and Fernandes vice captain. I think that's solid, Neil. Werner versus DCL in the next 2 game week. Who wins? Now a lot of people say Brighton, and then is it Liverpool? Yeah, it's Liverpool next. Tell me why he can't score against Liverpool. Because he possibly can. I genuinely think he can. Well, let me just check. But yeah, over the next 2 game weeks with it's Southampton after this at home as well, right? Yes. Could he get dropped though? That's my issue. Werner, because he's not looking great. To be honest, anyone can score against anyone at the moment. Matt, completely agree. It's absolute mental Premier League football right now. Burnley or Chelsea, who got a clean sheet? You mean who will or who did? Because none of them did. Newcastle away for Burnley. I've got Taylor sat on my bench in first position. I went Alzate, guys, as my 4.5 million bench fodder. And the reason I did that is you can see he's 90 minutes, 78 minutes. A lot of people went for Bazuma. A lot of people went for Burke. I started the season with Burke at Sheffield United. Could be a good option, rotation risk. But he's nailed on now. When I looked at his heat map, he's actually like a centre attacking midfielder, but Basuma's more like a CDM / centre midfielder. So if you're wildcarded, maybe have a look at Steven Alzate. He's not amazing because he's a 4.5 million midfielder, right? But, just something out there for you guys. Burnley or Chelsea? I've got to say Chelsea because, Wilfred Zaha could score a goal, but Crystal Palace are usually not the best in terms of attack. Yeah, Brewster is going to Sheffield United. That is true. Is it a good week for a free hit? No, it's not. Save it for a COVID crisis or blank game week or double game week. But blank game week's the best one to you. You own KDB, but you're tempted by Jimenez captains. What's my thought? Nicholas, I think is a great option. I did mention earlier I don't like captaining strikers. Raul Jimenez isn't the most explosive player. He's reliable, but not always explosive. But Fulham are so bad, that it would massively tempt me as well. But I'm going for KDB because he's a world-class player. Still no Salah. Ha 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 ha. True. Apart from game week 1, what's Mo Salah done? And I'm sat here with 17 points. Sorry, no. 27 points. 7 points? 17. How many did he get me last week? 17 points I got last week. What did Mo Salah get? Yeet. A Salah is a great option. I have never once said Mo Salah is not a good option. He's been player of the year 2 of the last 3 years. He is a fantastic. I've never ever said Mo Salah is not a good option. You can't have them all. It's as simple as that. And I'd rather have De Bruyne over Salah. KDB captain all the way. No, that's by it's saying. Thoughts on Barkley? Great player. Don't trust Aston Villa. And I want to see how they use him. Why do I still believe in Werner? I don't. I took out Heung-min Son because he was supposed to be injured. He still might be. I think Jose Mourinho is just kind of not ruling him out to give Manchester United something to think about. But I don't believe in Werner. But I'm not going to take a -4 to take him out when he's at home to Crystal Palace. And I do want Raul Jimenez. We talked about that earlier. No more, no problemo. Like it. Puns are always welcome. Wood or Morpay? Matthew, I've got to say Wood because I've got him, and it would be weird if I didn't suggest a player that I have when I wildcarded last week. Podence or Adoy? Podence. Mitrovic or Morpay? Just take a look at Zaha's fixtures from next week. Yes, I know, Neil. And you've had him. You started the season. You were the OG Zaha backer at the start of the season. And it has paid off. Trent Robinson will outscore Salah and bench fodder. You need to partner with him. And James, that is nail on the head. Exactly what I said at the start of the season, mate. And we mentioned it earlier, this stream about me spreading the money around. I said the exact same thing on Twitter. I said the exact same thing in my streams and the exact same thing in my videos. Because it's true, right? If I've got Salah in a 4.5 or I've got Trent and Robbo will win. Thoughts on DCL captain? No. 5th best option. There you go. Prem tips are straight in there. 5th best option. And I'm not saying no, he's a bad option because he is a really good option. He's in absolute fire form right now. But I can't look past Man City against Leeds. I would even suggest Mo Salah or Sadio Mane away at Aston Villa. Raul Jimenez against Fulham is a big head turner. But with the way the Premier League's going the way that the Premier League's going so far this season, Fulham's going to beat Wolves 5-0. Leeds are going to do over City 6-1. You know what I mean? And that one goal from City isn't even going to be Sterling or Kevin De Bruyne. It's going to be like Ake or something like that. Or a Kyle Walker 50-yard screamer. We think we know what's going to happen this game. We're quite confident we know Liverpool will beat Villa, City will beat Leeds, Chelsea will beat Palace, Wolves will beat Fulham. We think we know that's going to happen, but and on paper that's what happened. But football's not played on paper; it's played on blades of grass. Rashford or Mahrez? One's 8.5 million. Oh no, 8.4 million, and one's 9.5. But yeah, if Mahrez plays, I'm going to back Mahrez. Why is FPL so addictive? Because I think it's like a replacement for gambling. When you're watching a game and you've got a player in that game, it is a replacement for gambling. Jimenez or Ings for captaincy? Jimenez. Both great options. Jimenez. He's against Fulham. I can't say it anymore that he is playing against Fulham. I don't need to say any more than that. They're so bad. I remember seeing something about the person who had the best captains all year. They just target bottom 6 teams. Yeah, Sean, we talked about that last week, right? And that's what we did last week as well. Werner, but Werner's just a massive letdown. Captain players against bottom 6 teams, that is a good move. However, the player you captain still has to have some kind of form. Shaw or Seiss? Seiss, he's against Fulham. Which option? Bruno, Robbo and DCL, or James, Bruno, Jimenez? That's a good one. That is a good one. Why Bruno? Irish, if you just take Bruno out there, you could have Robbo, Jimenez, and James. I'd probably have something like that. Not sure if I could this, but are you worried about City not having an actual striker? No, not at all. They're still so absolutely amazing. I know that they lost to Leicester. Cheers, Nicholas. Thanks, mate. I didn't believe that about Trent and Robbo, but have gone with it and then realised I started with them last season as well. Yep. I ended the season. After Project Restart, when I just kept shooting up the rankings, it was Trent, Robbo, and Doherty as my back three. Doherty. And they were fantastic. And that's what I'm trying to do this season with James, Robertson, and Trent, right? Like, that's a solid 3 at the back. And I've got Lamperty and Taylor sat on my bench. So it's not bad at all. Who we thought was going to win every week? Every week my Paddy Power would have thousands in it. Millions, mate, because you'd be that confident, right? Chris Wood hat-trick incoming? Yes, please, come on. Because against Newcastle, and I saw on... There's a guy you can... Is it subscribe on Patreon? What member? I don't know what it's called. When you go on someone's Patreon, right? And some of the best top FPL managers in the world go on that guy's Patreon because he has his own formula that he has. And apparently, Chris Wood last week was top of his special world-beating champion including Patreon thing. It's not too bad. Back with fish and chips. Oh mate, I do miss them. When I was last in the UK, summer 2019, I was going to go back the summer just gone, but obviously COVID, so you captain Aubameyang. Good luck with that. No goals conceded so far for Aston Villa. Yeah, but they've only played 2 games, right? And one was against Sheffield United. Liverpool will sort that out. Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm looking at Martinez. When people are like, you've got Martinez against Liverpool. Yeah, I do. That happens. I do have Forster on my bench, and I'm half tempted to start Forster and just see if he plays against West Brom, because I'll lose nothing, right? If I put Forster in for Martinez against Liverpool, if Forster doesn't play, Martinez is going to come in. But knowing my luck, McCarthy's going to go off in like the 50th minute with an injury, and Forster's going to come in, and Martinez is going to like save penalties or something. So, but that would be probably the right move, right? To play Forster against West Brom, and if he doesn't play, Martinez comes in. Bruno is your replacement for Son. Reece James, Robbo for Doherty, and Jimenez, DCL for Werner. Okay. Do I think Doherty will become a viable asset? No. Spurs are just so unreliable. So unreliable. Antonio for game week 8. Chris, that was going to be my idea, mate. I've got Chris Wood in now, and then from game week 8, Wood will go to Antonio. Again, that's just penciled in. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 4 or 5 weeks, right? So, but that was my original plan. Is he too expensive now with the options around him? Yes. Doherty he's talking about there. Captain Aubameyang isn't a good choice. I think he is. Sheffield United have not done amazing right now, but I can't look past City or Liverpool ahead of Aubameyang. And Aubameyang is just, I don't trust Arsenal. I started the season with Aubameyang, but they're just unreliable. When do you think City and United will have their double game week? 19? I'm not too sure. I thought they were trying to cram it into a normal game week, but we'll have to wait. I'm not 100% sure. I had Antonio for game week 1 punt, and you still have him in your fan team. Yeah, I was like 33rd in the world on fan team. I was on 10 grand, 10,000 euros on fan team, right? And Son happened. Son was my captain. So I don't think I'm there anymore. That's very sad, isn't it? My rank right now, Yusuf, is 2.4 million. That's my rank right now. And I'm not bothered. I'm genuinely not bothered. I'm going for game week scores until about game week 14, game week 15. That's when I'll start to look at my overall rank. Overall top 100k. Who to captain? Aubameyang, Salah or KDB? KDB for me, Dexter. Best 6.5 forward. I'm sticking with Wood. That's who mine is. Taiwan, Nicholas. Yeah, Villa face, Sheffield United and Fulham. Yeah, and you know, getting clean sheets from that. Brewster's Sheffield United confirmed. Best 4. Yeah, I agree. If you're going to waste a slot on 4.5 million forward. Do you need 2 4.5s on your bench with a back 3? But that's it. Taylor's 4.5, Alzate is 4.5, and Lamperty was 4.5. So my whole bench is 4.5, but they're really good. Lamperty and Taylor, defenders, good options on the bench there. And I still get benching headaches because Taylor is away to Newcastle. You've got KDB, Salah, Sterling in midfield. Who do you captain? Sterling at the moment. I go Sterling first. No. Man. KDB and Sterling, I can't say. And I'm glad I don't give myself that headache. I'd have to say KDB over Sterling, but Sterling is certainly a massive differential. You've got Forster bench too. Yeah, and I'm thinking we might as well play Forster against West Brom because he's probably not going to play. But if he does randomly play this game week, you've got a goalkeeper against West Brom. Interesting you've chosen Wood over someone like Bamford. Thoughts on Bamford this year's Pookie? Well, we know what happened to Pookie. He died off, right? And I don't know how long he's going to have left in the team with the new Spanish forward. Rodrigo. Who still cites Owen Coyle as one of his most influential managers when he was at loan at Bolton. You definitely start Forster with nothing to lose. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Robbo, Salah and Mane, or Robbo, Trent and Salah? Robbo, Salah, Mane. Robbo, Trent, Salah. Robbo, Trent. Oh, Robbo, Salah, Mane. But again, that's not fair because Robbo is 7 million. Salah, Mane is like 12 and 12. Robbo, Trent, Salah is a lot cheaper. So for money, I've got to say Robbo, Trent and Salah. But yeah, Robbo, Trent, Salah. Bale! Exclamation mark. He's not fit yet. Do I think Semedo will play or not? Yes, I think he'll play. I mean, he played last week, didn't he? West Ham looking okay. Wood is an easy switch to Antonio. That's my idea. Get Liverpool players. I have Liverpool players. McCarthy, Trent, James, Justin Size, Rashid KBD, Rodriguez, DCL Werner, Ings. Should I be looking to capitalise on City game more? I think KDB's fine for now. Your opinions on Champions League draw? I don't know all of the groups yet, but I heard something about United getting switched out for TV or something. I don't know. Will Vardy start? Probably. I think in a few weeks Liverpool City are not looking good for captain. Would you look to switch them out for a Aubameyang, etc.? Just captain them, Chris. We're talking about the two best teams in the league. I'll captain a City or Liverpool player against anyone. No fear. Mitrovic or Ings? Ings? That's the easiest question I've probably had so far. Bale or Son after they're both playing? I have to see Bale play first. If you're in the top 50k already, you don't need to do anything crazy. I completely agree, Sean. Brewster, game week 9 to 18, his fixtures are insane. True, but we're talking about Sheffield United. I'm wrapping up here, guys, by the way, because I need to go out. Because it's a family barbecue time. Don't get me started on Antonio. I love Antonio. I had him last year for his haul, not the Norwich one. 6.3 is a crazy price. I don't even know why he's price dropping. You agree with KDB over Sterling, more reliable, better players, set pieces, penalties? Completely agree. How long am I planning on holding on to Foden? Probably just a couple of game weeks. Souček's better than any other 6 million or lower midfielder. Yes. I agree, Arish, probably. But I wouldn't be happy playing with Souček's every week. Captain options then, we've talked about it. Looking then at fixtures, Chelsea, Palace. Chelsea just annoying me with Timo Werner right now. DCL is in absolute fine form. I don't know why people think DCL can't do anything against Brighton. They're easy to concede chances as well. City, I think, are going to come back and smash Leeds. Newcastle, Burnley, that's the biggest nil-niller you've got written all over it. Leicester probably to do over West Ham. They're in good form, good start to the season. Southampton, West Brom, Danny Ings key in that one. Shea Adams, I think, could get his first goal. Arsenal, Sheffield United, yeah, Aubameyang is a good option, but for his price and Arsenal being a little bit iffy sometimes, no, not for me. Wolves against Fulham. Here's my prediction of the week, guys. Here's my prediction of the week. I think Adama Traore is going to win a penalty against Fulham. The reason why I think that is because of the speed, and I think a legit penalty. I'm not talking about a handball penalty. I'm talking about, I think that I can just see, with the naivety of Fulham, I can just see Adama Traore getting around the back, going in, getting his heels clipped, and it's a penalty. So I think Raul Jimenez will at least score one goal in that game. United Spurs, massively open because both of them are going to sit back and wait to counter, so that could be a low scoring game. Or knowing how this season's going to be, it's probably going to be a 5-5 thriller. And then Villa Liverpool, you've got to be looking at Liverpool for that one, obviously, but that is not obvious because that's the Premier League this season. Will Vardy start 100%? I can't promise that because I don't know them. Brewster to Bamford or Reece James to Robertson? Reece James to Robertson. Oh yeah, please leave a like and subscribe. I never talk about that, but thank you. Cheers, Neil. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Let's hope Zaha doesn't spoil that clean sheet. Wise would better option than Morpay. Chances, goals, conversion rate. Morpay's like, he takes loads of shots, but they're not always accurate. Whereas Wood got 14 or 15 attacking returns last season in like 32 games. Like every other game, he got return. Cheers, Lynch. See you next Friday. Yes, I'll see you next Friday as well. Have Adams. Should you go for Antonio or Brewster? Give it a couple of game weeks. Am I a Milan supporter? My nationality? No, I just like Milan. And I like the shirt. I think it's classy. 21 likes, 59 watching. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Cheers, John. Thanks, mate. Lamberty penalty? Possibly. Mara's a good option. I think so. He's in my team. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Yeah, like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Follow me on Twitter at RobWD90. Let's get a good game week. Let's hope that the Premier League just settles down just a little bit. I like how exciting it is, but can we just please, have some normality would be great, because I don't like to be in the 2.5 million area of overall ranks. So thank you, everyone, for joining. I'll see you in a video on Tuesday, and then stream next Friday. So take it easy, guys. As always, have a good one. Goodbye. Good luck.